Delete the beauty filter now. Stop scrolling through those perfectly curated photos. Put down the phone that's become a constant mirror. Every day, hours slip away as we compare ourselves to an endless stream of filtered, edited, and carefully curated images. The average person spends over 40 minutes daily just analyzing and comparing their appearance to others. That's nearly 250 hours each year lost to the comparison trap. This constant comparison isn't just stealing our time. It's rewiring our brains, changing how we see ourselves, and impacting our mental well-being in profound ways. But here's the truth. This pattern isn't your fault, and more importantly, it's not permanent. Your brain has remarkable abilities to create new patterns and pathways. And today, we're going to explore exactly how to harness that power. We'll dive into the science behind comparison behaviors, discover practical techniques for rewiring these patterns, and learn specific strategies you can start using today. By the end of this episode, you'll understand not just why your brain gets caught in comparison loops, but exactly how to break free and build healthier patterns that serve your well-being. The human brain evolved with an incredible ability to compare and contrast. It's a survival mechanism that helped our ancestors quickly identify threats and opportunities. But in today's world, this natural tendency has been hijacked by carefully crafted beauty standards and endless streams of curated content. Every time you scroll through filtered photos or catch a glimpse of perfectly posed images, your brain activates its comparison circuits. This triggers a cascade of neurological responses, releasing stress hormones and altering your perception of yourself. The more you engage in these comparison behaviors, the stronger these neural pathways become. This strengthening process happens because the brain operates on a use it or lose it principle. Whatever you repeatedly focus on gets reinforced, creating deeper grooves in your neural pathways. When appearance comparison becomes habitual, it can create a feedback loop that's increasingly difficult to break. The impact extends far beyond just momentary self-doubt. Regular exposure to idealized images fundamentally changes how your brain processes information about your own appearance. It creates a distorted baseline for normal, making it increasingly difficult to maintain a realistic and healthy self-image. This pattern affects everything from mood and anxiety levels to decision-making and social behavior. The brain becomes primed to notice perceived flaws and differences, leading to increased stress responses in social situations and diminished ability to focus on meaningful interactions and experiences. But here's the crucial point. While these neural pathways may be deeply worn, they're not permanent. The same neuroplasticity that created these patterns can be harnessed to create new, healthier ones. Understanding this biological basis is the first step toward rewiring these comparison habits. Let's talk about how to actually rewire these deeply ingrained comparison patterns. The process starts with understanding that your brain can build new neural pathways at any age. It just needs the right conditions and consistent practice. The first step is pattern interruption. When you catch yourself in a comparison spiral, pause and take a deep breath. This simple act creates a tiny gap between trigger and response, giving you space to choose a different path. It's like pressing a reset button on your neural circuits. Next, we need to redirect your attention. Instead of focusing on appearance-based comparisons, train your brain to notice and appreciate function, capability, and unique characteristics. When you see someone, practice noticing their energy, their warmth, or how they make others feel, anything beyond surface-level appearance. To strengthen these new pathways, we need to create positive alternatives. Start building a mental library of personal attributes you value that have nothing to do with appearance. Every time you catch a comparison thought, immediately replace it with one of these alternatives. Over time, this creates a new default response. Consistency is crucial in this rewiring process. Think of it like creating a new path through a field. The more you walk it, the clearer and easier it becomes to follow. Each time you interrupt a comparison thought and redirect it, you're strengthening these new neural pathways. Remember that this isn't about perfect execution. It's about progress over time. Your brain has spent years strengthening comparison pathways, so be patient as you build new ones. The key is to keep practicing, even when it feels challenging. Every small redirect is contributing to lasting change in your brain's wiring. This rewiring process becomes more effective when you combine it with self-compassion. Treat each comparison thought as an opportunity to practice these new skills rather than a failure of progress. This supportive approach actually helps your brain create stronger, more resilient new pathways. Let's transform these concepts into daily practices you can start implementing right now. Start your day by setting an intention for how you want to direct your attention. Before reaching for your phone or looking in the mirror, take 30 seconds to remind yourself of 3 non-appearance-based qualities you value about yourself. This morning practice helps prime your brain for more constructive patterns throughout the day. Create specific time windows for potentially triggering activities like social media use or shopping. Setting clear boundaries around these activities helps prevent unconscious comparison slides. When you do engage with these activities, use them purposefully rather than mindlessly. Develop environmental cues that support your new patterns. This might mean placing reminder notes on your mirror, setting regular phone alerts for pattern interruption, or creating a dedicated playlist that helps ground you in self-appreciation. Practice the zoom-out technique when comparison thoughts arise. Instead of getting caught in the details of appearance, zoom out to consider the bigger picture of your life, your impact, and your values. This creates mental distance from comparison thoughts and reinforces new neural pathways. End each day with a brief reflection practice. Notice moments when you successfully redirected comparison thoughts and celebrate these small wins. This positive reinforcement strengthens your brain's new patterns and builds momentum for continued change. Remember, consistency matters more than perfection. Each small action adds up to significant changes in your brain's wiring over time. Focus on progress rather than perfection as you implement these strategies. Remember that first impulse to delete your beauty filter? That wasn't just about a filter. It was about choosing a different path for your brain's wiring. Every time you scroll past a photo without comparing, every morning you look in the mirror and choose to notice something beyond appearance, every moment you redirect your attention, you're physically changing your brain's structure. These small actions accumulate into powerful transformation. The beauty of neuroplasticity is that it works both ways. Just as your brain learned these comparison patterns, it can unlearn them and replace them with healthier alternatives. The key is consistent, intentional practice of the techniques we've explored today. Start small. Choose one strategy that resonated with you and commit to practicing it this week. Notice how it feels to direct your attention differently, to create new patterns, to choose a different response. Your brain has incredible capacity for change, and you've already taken the first step by understanding these patterns. Now it's time to put this knowledge into action. Share your experiences in the comments below. Which strategy will you try first? Your insight might be exactly what someone else needs to hear as they begin their own rewiring journey.